Let's start with normal. We might change this later on, who knows. So, I've been thinking about this for a while, but I really want to get into YouTubing. I know it's unlikely that I will be able to start using this as a source of revenue, but I just want to give it a go because this is what I love doing. Now, recently, the games have been crap. Honestly, the games over the past few years since the PS4 came out, not a lot of them has been able to grab my attention. So I hope this one can do it.
Could you stand a little taller, just a tad?
Like this?
Yes, yes. The chin a tiny bit lower. Gaze a little more to the right. There! Now, hold the pose.
Obviously, we're going to be playing as a woman, nicer to look at. Let's get with. How the fuck do I get? How do I get this beard off? I really don't want this beard. Can I not do it? Am I really going to have a beard as a woman? This isn't what I signed up for, Chief. Let's have a little look at the different hairstyles available. The character customization isn't that great, not gonna lie. Naturally, we're gonna keep playing as a woman, but honestly, I can't believe I'm being forced to have a beard as a woman. This is kind of pathetic. Not gonna lie to you, Chief. Too not. I don't want to look like Casper. Look at that. It's Casper. About there. Let's go with that one. It's more tannish, I'd say. What hair colours do we have? Is that pure black? Looks pure black. I think we'll go with that one, but let's have a little look. Yeah. I'm gonna go with that now. Is that silver? Looks kind of silverish. I think that's gonna be the one. Yeah, I like it. Skills, let's go with magic. Attributes. Power and... I mean... we could go as a warrior for this now. Mental power and willpower, so that's that. Magic points plus 100, damage plus 10% and field gem plus 1. Okay, so let's have a little look at what the last one does exactly. So it just does that, it's the same for this. Okay. So essentially what we're asking is we want more damage or to last longer. So do we want burst or do we want sustained? Let's go for burst. Honestly, I think that's what's best right now. Okay, and talents. Right, what does this do? What does this do? Let's go with this. intuition. I think we're gonna start the game like so. Huh. Let's go with that. I'm still
Just
kind
a
of...
few more minutes. You have such an incredibly singular face. That's a compliment, my lady, out of my mouth. Your particularity gives you character.
You're still here?
We have nearly finished.
Wait, is the beard gone?
Have you any more need of me, Master?
You haven't forgotten that we're setting sail today, have you?
Of course not.
Your cousin is nowhere to be found. I've searched the palace from cellars to attics. Your uncle is beside himself.
He was of a mind to paint the town last night. Don't worry. I shall
Scar,
track him
maybe?
down. Make care to your own preparations without wrinkling another frown. We'll meet you on the boat.
It's about time your cousin took account of the responsibilities awaiting him. He should go and inform the ambassadors of Telemi and the Bridge Alliance of his departure.
Have no fear, Master. I will go and see them in his name. I beg your pardon, but urgent matters call me away. Might we finish all this later?
Impossible, my lady. You are leaving with the tide, if what I've been told is correct.
I am sorry, sir, truly. I must be going.
My lady, please, I beg you. Her Highness has personally requested I finish this.
Thank you, cousin, for getting me out of that.
So as I was saying earlier, I hope this game can sustain my interest. But first of all, what is that on her face? I firstly thought it was a beard, but what kind of person grows a beard on one side of their face? Especially if it's a woman. This doesn't really make much sense. I'm not gonna lie to you, Chief. Right, so what do we have here? Oh.
Madam, I'm sorry. I'm afraid that I won't make for good company.
Really? Oh, what's this? Shadow Missile, Shadow Impact, Furious Magic Attack L2, Lighted Protection, sick, dodge that, Spells, let's bind it to that. I don't really have any other things to do with it, so we may as well, you know. And what does this do exactly? I'm confused. What is it doing? Oh, I see. So it's like that. Okay, so let's unbind it if possible. Oh, so oh, I see. So we have the R2 ones, and we have the normal ones. So what we're actually getting here is a lot of binds, you know? I didn't expect it to be this many. So, can we not unbind it? Okay, so, that's that. So, what? Okay, so, change weapon, what does that, oh, so it's like that. And R2, okay. Okay, so that's like that. Not particularly sure. Oh, I see. So the match was determined on a ring. So that's like that. Firearms. Can't do anything there, but honestly, as a mage, I don't think I need it that much. So we've got that. Advanced view. So oh, so it does that. What, can we? No, I guess we can't. Because the colour scheme isn't that amazing, I'm not gonna lie. But, well, it's better than what I had before. That even gives me craftsmanship. Oh, interesting. Loot chance 25%. It's actually a decent change, a lot more majestic as well. Okay, so it's like that. What's this? Junk. Okay, so that's that. Maps. Character development, so let's see. No, oh. Didn't mean to do that. Assets. Okay, so this. That gives me that. Not what we're interested in, to be honest. It could be useful later on. But honestly, what I want to do is... What's this? That is interesting. That's also interesting. And then what does that do? That is useful. That's nice. That is beautiful. Beautiful. That is all very nice, to be honest. And then what does this do? That could be useful, honestly, but that could be very useful. So if we spec into there, up to there, and then possibly get that, and possibly that as well. So what we want is pretty much all of this tree, if at all possible, including that. I don't know if that's feasible, how many levels are, how many points there are, but I think that would be a nice thing to go for. In terms of attributes, we're probably focusing on these two exclusively until we get all of them. As for intuition, as for talents, be intuition level 3. Perhaps. And then after that, I'm not entirely sure. Might get some lockpicking level 3 to open up the possibilities of what we can do, if that's possible. As I said, don't know how many levels there are in this game, how long it is. We might ignore craftsmanship, you know, as a magic wielder. We're not going to be heavily focused on the armor side. That also goes for Vigor. So that just leaves science and charisma. So honestly, I think intuition and lockpicking are going to be the two most useful talents. Then after that, we can possibly look into go into one of these three. Okay, so that's that. Stats. Nothing here to look at really. That is a long read. I'll just leave that there for a second so you can pause if you want to read it. And same for this. Guide, we don't need that. World map. Interesting. World map. It doesn't look that big, to be honest. But I'm hoping that it is. You know? I'm hoping there's more to it than what it looks like. Journal. Nothing there. I think that's a room. Okay.
Greetings, Your Excellency.
Oh, so that's the run button. Hold back, so nothing down here.
I wish you a good day, Your Excellency.
Nope. Alright, let's progress with this. I don't know if we can attack these people, but honestly, I don't want to try it.
Hey! Green blood!
Kurt.
And so the day has finally come. My royal fledglings are leaving the nest.
Accompanied by their most loyal and tenacious master of arms.
As loyal as your goal.
Enough with the cold mercenary. I know you like us. Still hiding your men in the unsuspecting shadows of the greats of this world, I see.
Hey, our blades are the only thing keeping you dainties alive.
Kurt, I'm not in need of your protection. I'm no longer a child, you know.
Is that so? Well, let's see. Fight with honor!
Oh. Yes, okay. Is it really gonna make me take that? Okay.
You defend yourself well, Greenblood. One might think you had a proper master of arms.
The best.
You already training for your new post of legate? Don't tire yourself. Flattery'll get you nowhere. But for the fight, you have remembered your basics. Your performance just got you out of a final lesson. Unless you want to go through the paces again before we depart.
Fuck that. Let's just learn as we go.
Thanks all the same. I have quite a few tasks to check off my list before we depart.
And here you are already assuming your political functions. And in a hurry. Always too busy. Very well. If you ever want to go over your basics later, visit one of our barracks on the Isle. You'll always find a training partner to give you a friendly fight.
I'll remember that. Thanks. Are your bags packed for the great departure?
Yes, you know I get by with very little. You're not angry that I'm coming with you, I hope.
I have to admit, I thought my days as a child, complete with bodyguard, were behind me.
I do like being wanted. It would seem that the prince didn't feel you were apt to take care of yourselves alone. And so it goes. By the way, where is our future governor hiding? I was hoping to put his skills to the test as well.
I've no idea. He had plans to celebrate his departure last night, and we haven't seen him since. You know Constantine. I should have gone with him, but my heart wasn't in the mood for a celebration. The thought of bidding my mother farewell.
It is never easy to say goodbye. But you should be going to see her now. She must be waiting for you. I'll meet you in front of the palace. Then we'll go and find Constantine together.
Very well. I'll meet you as soon as I've said my goodbyes.
I think the game chose the wrong dialogue option there, because I wanted to express my happiness that he's coming, but it seems like my character complained instead, which isn't really what I was going for. No matter, it's not going to be a big deal at this stage of the game, but I hope that doesn't happen later on. a more influential choice.
I've put this off as long as I can. I need to make my farewells to my mother. I'll go and meet up with Kurt in the city afterwards.
With that in mind, I wanted to check if there was anything there, but there wasn't.
What is this? Have you not been taught to knock? I've asked 1,000 times. Oh, it's you, my dear child.
Mother, I'm sorry. I'm having trouble getting used to your condition.
Come now, let's speak of more pleasant things. I'm so very happy to hear your voice. You remind me so much of your father. I do miss him so. Today is the big day, isn't it? Ready to set sail for that island everyone's talking about.
Yes, but the idea of leaving you behind, alone and ill.
Dying, my child. Alas, there is nothing you can do by staying that would ease my suffering. One thing brings me cheer. They say the island is full of miracles, and we might find a cure.
Even if I were to find it, I would never be able to return in time to...
I know. But it brings me comfort to know my daughter has left on a mission to heal her people. Come now. It is time for you to take leave. Here. Take this with you.
Where did she pull that out from? I don't see a pocket.
A family heirloom. Something that... Take it and keep it with you. May it bring you good luck. All my blessings go with you, my child. Now, be off.
I wonder what the transmission method is for that strange disease. Because, well, as far as I could see, she kissed her on the face where the disease was concentrated. And honestly, that doesn't seem like it'd be a good idea if it transmitted orally like that. So, I'm just wondering how this disease manifests and how it transmits from person to person. That's what I find interesting. Now, did we just come through the front gates or some such? It seems that instead of getting a mini-map, we have some sort of radar at the top.
Kurt. It's done.
Sorry, Greenblood. Look, we can see the masts of the ship that'll be taking us. This is one sacred adventure we're embarking on.
I hope this island will keep its promises.
In order to know that, we'll need to find Constantine first.
You were right. Maybe he is already at the port. He was so eager to leave.
This will be quite the chore to finish before our departure. The commander wants to recover some merchandise from our supplier, but the transporter doesn't want to deliver. I did all I could to persuade. Nothing came of it. All the parliamenting fatigues me. But this is your domain. I wouldn't say no to a little help.
Of course. Where is the supplier located?
In the lower boroughs, near the port.
Right then. We'll put it on our list of visits.
Okay. Add to the team. Characteristics. Inventory. Let's just add them to the team. And... why is he suspicious? I see. That seems to be somewhat strange. But no matter. Let's, what the fuck is this?
Where would you like to begin?
I've been asked to pay visits to the ambassadors of Thélème and the Bridge Alliance before our departure. Their dwellings are not far from here. We could go there first.
Very well. Do you think Constantine will be waiting for us next to the ship?
I don't know, but it is certainly worthy of inspection.
Alright, so let's take this chance to have a little look at the map. Seems to be a dead end up there, but I really want to explore. So that's the Bridge Alliance Embassy. That's the Ptolemy Embassy. That's the family house. Negotiate. And I wonder what these question marks are. Apparently points of interest, it seems. So let's go have a little look at what's back here. Because there doesn't seem to be anything on this square, as far as I can see.
Hello, my lady.
So it's like that. So there's one thing I was wondering about is, does this game have romance between the NPCs and the fathers in the party? Because if so, that would be quite interesting. And honestly, I would be somewhat disappointed if it doesn't. Because that feels like it'd be a missed opportunity, if I do say so myself, to convey how your actions change things. This is an RPG, and as an RPG there are certain elements one would expect to make a good RPG. Now I'm not saying every one of them has to have romance, but as an RPG that emphasises decisions, then
You're running out of energy. Drink a potion.
a good idea to have. That hammer does like nothing in terms of damage. Not gonna lie. I'll take it, but to sell. Oh, interesting. Gold coins. Oh, a potion. That's kind of an unnecessary potion. Just in fact, I already have a skill that does that, you know. Honestly, I don't think I'm gonna find something that's better than my current gear. The tutorial area. So I'm just gonna take it, as all this stuff is just money. Interesting. So is that in the potions, is it? Oh, so it is. I wasn't expecting that. Display what? Details. I wasn't sure what this said, it was hard to read it. That background. Okay, so let's try and do this without having to open the mini-map every so often. So if we could navigate through this area like that, it would be quicker, but at the same time it could be risky. It could end up taking longer.
I believe I've seen you at the palace. Are you one of the prince's relatives?
I'm just curious on how much loot there will be around this area, and to what degree of freedom do we have to explore the area. Now I know I said that we weren't trying to disrupt the map, but honestly I just want to see how linear the path is for this area, just so I can get a grasp on where to go. Now, is that a pathway like this there? So that's a pathway that goes down into there, then we could potentially have another pathway here, and that also could be another pathway there. So I want to explore this entire area before and collect all the quests and whatnot, and visit the Fontaine family house before traversing south into this wider area. So if we first put a custom marker there, that should help us keep our bearings for the time being. Now, can we go up there? Is this... Oh. So if we hold it, it opens the map directly. So let's see, if I open that and then do that, it's character development. But if I then do that, it opens maps. Oh, that's cool. It's a quick way of getting to that. So it seems like there's nothing much up here. Speak to Kate. What does this do?
Greenblood, do you need something?
Oh.
I wondered if you ever felt lonely.
I always do. Why, do you want to rectify this?
No, surely not. A romance is it going to be a romance that easy?
I hope to have kept you good company for all these years. After all, we were always together.
And these memories I hold dear. You've always been extraordinary, Greenblood, but I had to watch over you. You were my responsibility. That didn't leave us much time for friendship.
What about now?
Now? I hope that we'll have more time. Anything else?
Was
I
that
must
a
leave you.
flirt? No, surely not.
Oh, hello, Your Excellency. It is an honor.
I mean, the relationship status is suspicious. So I don't see how he could be flirting and opening up the possibility of a romance this early and this easy. And honestly, it's not really that fun if it's that easy. Oh, loose. I knew I'd find some somewhere. Pine resin and hawthorn. Oh, that's not what we wanted. Oh. So is that a junk then? Oh, so that's that. Oh, I see. Oh, I completely forgot about that move. She has the same disease that the other has. Is that a quarantined area? Because if so, why is this sick woman on this side of the quarantine? Interesting. They look like they were up to no good, not gonna lie. I can't squeeze past, really.
Have a nice day, madam.
Interesting. Seems like there's not much in the way of loot or exploration in this area. So that comes to the destination part of things. That goes onto the main road. So in all honesty, I'm putting another marker there. While we have a look around this. Oh! Torn out diary page. My pains are getting stronger and stronger. My guts are churning. It is getting harder and harder for me to run the shop. Some evenings I can't even feel my legs anymore. It's as though they've turned to ice. There's no longer any doubt. The Malcor has got me like so many others. Today I had so little strength that I couldn't even cross the road to get to my shop. Who needs books when everyone is dying anyway? all that's left for me to do is drag myself to the little dispensary they installed behind the barracks and hope they can ease my suffering. Huh. This seems like a terrible disease with no cure or treatment. If that's the case, instead of being a potential source of outbreak, why aren't they just eliminated? Or maybe that's a cold way of putting it.
Madam, I'm sorry. I'm afraid that I won't make for good company.
But obviously they're suffering and in pain, so would it not be better for them if they were put out of their misery, as you say?
To my help, and death to the others! You're running out of energy. Drink a potion. You're running out of energy. Drink a potion. Move away. Things are about to get dicey.
Well, that was an easy fight. That was rude of them, to be honest, because I was in the middle of talking about something, and now, well, I can't remember what exactly that was. What is up with this house? Really? I can just randomly open a chest and random bookshelf and get 100 gold coins. Interesting. It seems I've taken a little bit of damage. Did I get hit during that fight, did I? Oh, yes I did, during the preliminary. Or rather, during the initial stages of the fight. So is that... Ooh. Interesting. So that brings us back around to here. And now we can take the initiative to perhaps I thought I saw something glowing, possibly to be picked up. But in any case, it seems that we've finished our exploration of the beginning stages. Interesting. So that brings us to where? Exactly. Back to the Telemi Embassy, the Fontaine family house. As expected. That seems like it's a dead end. Fontaine family warehouse, merchant. So we could possibly sell there. Interesting. That's what we were looking for. To offload our secondary goods. So, should we perhaps loot this area? Enter the Fontaine family house, see what's what in there, then after doing so, gradually go through here, getting the quests, looting this place, and then going down here, and seeing what's what in here, before going there, doing that, whatever the fuck that is, making sure it's a dead end, selling here, and then looping around like so, which would leave us with a nice little exploration path right here.
Greetings, Your Excellency.
What's this guy doing? He's some sort of religious leader. I'm guessing that must be the case. So, that in mind...
I believe I've seen you at the palace. Are you one of the prince's relatives?
Oh, hello, Your Excellency.
Let's
It is an honor.
I wonder if there's like some sort of miscellaneous side quests that we could possibly do that aren't currently shown on the map. That would be interesting. Maybe it's that maybe part of the Trapper series? Huh. Possibly. It's very possible. I feel like that's everything. Yes, let's have a little look at what's inside. Ooh, no loading screen. Beautiful. Who is she? Damn. Maybe this somehow links in with another quest, because there doesn't seem to be anything at all in this place. Just a woman scrubbing the wall. Which brings me to my next question. Can I attack random civilians? Let's see, if I make a save data and then attack this, nothing happens. Okay, that's good to know. It means I can't go around randomly attacking people. But at the same time, it's also a bad thing. Because it as an RPG, that severely restricts what I can and can't do. And my favourite thing to do in an RPG is to push the boundaries and the limits. Like in Divinity, where you could say kill everyone and still play.
Have a nice day, madam.
It's what I like in games, being able to kill everything.
Good day, Excellency.
Lady de Sardet, to what do I owe the pleasure?
I have come to inform you that my cousin Constantine and I are departing for Tir Freddy on the hour.
Ah, yes. I did indeed hear talk that you had both received callings of greater stature. Allow me to congratulate you. Were you not named legate of the congregation?
You are correct, Excellency. I thank you.
It is a station of great honor that I am sure you will fill with brio and panache. The Mother Cardinal Cornelia will be enchanted to work with you, and your cousin in the future. I only regret that your departure is so sudden.
Really?
To be entirely honest with you, I was hoping to solicit your help in a rather delicate matter.
Tell me more about it, and perhaps I can take care of your problem before my departure.
Very well. A small group of dangerous heretics has found refuge in Serene. We know that your uncle tolerates the presence of all pagans within the city walls. But these particular non-believers threaten the fragile harmony of this place. We would consider it a tremendous favor if you would arrest them and deliver them to our guard.
Heresy is not a crime in Serene. You do know that, but I'm sure that my uncle would hear your arguments. Why call on my intervention?
The prince would indeed give us his blessing, but it would take time. Far too much time. For according to our sources, these fugitives have already made contact with a smuggler to take them who knows where.
I see. You were hoping that I'll be able to do something before they make it to an enemy city. If your heretics are planning on boarding a ship, then they must be in the dockyards. I'll look into this and see what I can do.
Well, I'm not a big fan of religion, honestly, so I couldn't give a shit about this guy feeling that his religion's being threatened by some heretics. However, let's see what else he has to say, so we can learn something about the setting of this game.
Could you tell me anything about Thélème?
It would be a pleasure. As you already know, our glorious nation is guided by our faith. We follow the teachings of Matthias, our founder and greatest prophet, and give thanks each day to the Luminous for having gifted us magic. The high dignitaries of Thélème are at the same time our spiritual guides, advocates, and grand mages.
I've heard say that dissensions have appeared recently in your nation.
Ah, you must certainly be speaking about the debates that have divided the Ordo Luminous and the more political orders. The Lord Luminous has an extremely pure vision of our faith and applies the words of our saint very strictly. But other, more open-minded factions exist within our nation. They believe that a less rigid dialectic would attract souls more readily to our faith. But their differences are purely theoretical, and do not threaten the cohesion of our nation, I assure you.
Sounds like a load of bullshit. But let's see what else he has to say.
What is your point of view on the relations between our two nations?
As ambassador of Thélème, I can only rejoice at the mention of our commercial treaties. We appreciate as well the welcome that your uncle gave to our missionaries. Thanks to your support, more and more believers wander your lands. The congregation is our most precious ally. To be perfectly honest, we have only two complaints: that heresy is tolerated, and that your treaties with the Bridge Alliance are maintained.
If it looked to me, there'd be no religion.
How is Thélème faring on Tirfredi?
We built a marvelous city, San Matthias, on the western coast of the island. Did you know that certain historians believe that it might well have been the final resting place of our prophet? Our missionaries there are a multitude. Not a day passes without new islanders joining our sacred faith. Of course, there are certain pockets of resistance. There is talk of a demonic cult.
How interesting.
Disgusting creatures. But I am confident that the Ordo Luminous will be able to put an end to these horrors. And we have tremendous hopes that the entire native population will join our ranks.
This demonic cult sounds interesting. If there's a choice, I'd much rather be on their side. Now, as I said, I'm not a fan of religion, but if you're gonna do it in style.
How goes the conflict with the Bridge Alliance?
Your territory is, alas, the only one that has been spared from the ravages of war on the continent. We fight on every front, without great success, one must say. But what other choice do we have? These so-called savants not only refuse the light, but are determined in their fight against it.
And on Tirfredi?
To my knowledge, no one has yet seen any serious fighting. The Bridge have succeeded in provoking the natives there, and have their hands full keeping them at bay. Which leaves us greater latitude to settle peacefully and pursue our mission of conversion.
Disgusting.
I must be going. Farewell, Excellency.
May the light guide you, de Sade.
I don't care about you at all. So, if I'm not mistaken, that leads down there. So that just leaves... Let's see. Let's put a marker. No, it's not put a marker. We should be fine with that one. Prince's Place. How have I discovered Princess's Place? There's the tavern. Crafting table. Where's this Prince's Place that they're talking about? Negotiate with the vendor. Where? I found the Prince's Place, but... Oh, I see. I see, so that's... like this little area right here. It's not an actual building. I thought that's what it would be. How silly of me. Seems to be a chest. Can I really not go around there? Is this some sort of dead end? What exactly is down there? Nothing, it seems. But my inventory is getting a little full. So we have to start soon. So I'm assuming this right X either means infected inside or dead inside. I'm gonna go with the former. It seems more plausible. Because if they were dead, they'd probably be thrown on the fire to burn their bodies. And if you put that up there for the infected, some as infected inside, people won't go in, and it'd reduce the risk of contamination. So, where's this?
Madam, I'm sorry. I'm afraid that I won't make for good company.
Oh no, you can't get through. So I'm assuming that I walk into that I'm going to take massive damage. I'm not entirely sure.
There are some days when you'd rather get drunk all day than have to suffer through this again.
But I'm not going to risk it. So that's like that. Okay. Okay, so I'll have a little look around up here. Talk to the Breach Alliance and then we'll loot the rest of the place down there. Oh. Thought I found like a little secret area there, but it seems that I have not.
Greenblood, do you need something?
I guess...
I must leave you.
I guess the dialogue options updates after completing a quest, not talking to someone new.
Greetings. I hope your day will be better than mine.
Right, so this is the Bridge Alliance.
Your Excellency.
Lady de Sade, I have been told that you were named Legate. Congratulations. Those are great responsibilities for someone as young as yourself. But you will bring honor upon your family and the congregation. Of that I'm certain.
I thank you, Excellency. I've come here to inform you of our departure for Teofredi. My cousin Constantine is taking office as governor of New Serene, and I'm accompanying him.
I had no idea you would be leaving so quickly. What a shame. I had thought... Well, then, that is a pity. Have a pleasant voyage. A brilliant future awaits you. They say that it is a marvelous island. Please convey to your cousin my congratulations and sincere wishes for success.
You seem slightly hesitant. Please, tell me what troubles you.
A rather unscrupulous individual has been sowing trouble in Serene. A charlatan passing himself off as an alchemist.
Do people actually give credence to these lies?
Alas, yes. They snatch up his celebrated panacea. Remedies worse than the ill, believe me. As you can well imagine, alchemists are our pride. This vulgar trickster casts dirt upon their reputation and our own at the same time. In any city of the Bridge Alliance, we would have arrested him. But here, we respect your laws.
I shall see what I can do, but make no promises. My departure is imminent.
I thank you, Excellency. And I am pleased to see you have taken so well to your new functions of diplomacy. The man operates in the city center. He is said to be clever and mean. Be careful.
Oh no, not a mean guy.
Would you be so kind as to tell me what you know about the Bridge Alliance?
With pleasure. A legate needs to know the history and strengths of her allies. The alliance was sealed by several nations of the Bridge around 200 years ago. The greatest of our cities, Al-Sad, became the capital, and a council formed from the different nations now rules. This union was originally put into place to better resist the appetites for conquering our neighbors. But our ancestors quickly realized that the union had also strengthened us economically and culturally. And of course, exchanges in knowledge were strongly encouraged from the outset. Today, it is by no means an overstatement to claim that the Bridge Alliance leads our world in science and exploration. Each day, we push the limits of our understanding further in each and every domain.
Could you give me your understanding of the relations between the congregation and the bridge?
Our relations hang essentially on the quality of our trade and commerce. The exchanges are very profitable, especially on the cultural front. I will not hide from you that we have hoped you would join our number for quite some time. But your princes insist on maintaining a neutral stance between the congregation and the other nations on the continent. It is by all means a respectable position, even if it means you also trade with our enemies.
The Bridge Alliance has been on Tirfredi for much longer than we have. What can you tell me?
It is true that we founded Hikmet, our newest city, around 15 years ago now. Alas, I haven't been able to go there myself. I can only tell you what others have reported to me. It is a luxurious island. An enormous dead volcano thrones in its center. The vegetation is extremely varied, and the fauna wondrous. We discovered animals that we had never ever seen before. Some are bigger than houses. But they're not the only occupants of the island. A savage and crude people also live there, who speak an incomprehensible language. But you shall discover all of this for yourself soon enough.
And what of your war with Thélème?
It has been dragging on. In fact, it has been dragging on for years. It is madness. If those bigots hadn't gotten it in their heads to convert the entire continent, we wouldn't be in this situation. But that's the way of the world.
Right.
We shall not waver, whether here or on Tirfredi.
Have you been fighting battles there as well?
From what I've been told, Thélème has wisely and tastefully built their colony far from our city. Direct conflicts are, in fact, quite rare. But one day they will inevitably take place.
Interesting. So we get to kill
I need
more
to be
people.
going. Goodbye, Excellency.
Goodbye, Lady de Sade.
Let's see. So we have a small area here and here to loot, or rather to explore. Let's start down here. Empty. I need to do something. down there. Move out the way, you fat bastards. Oh, there's something here. Some more gold coins. Useful. Something here as well. Oh, some more gold coins. We can pay some strippers later. I think that's everything, I believe. Yes. Alright, so perhaps let's start with that. And then Plantain from the warehouse, Coin Guard barracks, tavern. Alright, let's start with that. Clear our way to the merchant. Oh. Okay. Dead end. Stairs. And some more loot. Beast essence. What a strange name. Down there. That will be. Don't want to go down there just yet. We have more business on this side of the map. Where exactly are we? What exactly do we have down here? It wasn't part of the original plan, but
It's blocked.
I see, so interesting. So if we were to, let's say, go in through the front, perhaps it would be a shortcut to get to the back of here. Not sure how that shortcut would be, or why we would need it, but I guess the most important thing is what's actually inside the warehouse. Alright, that's how it is. So how would one, right there. Let's leave that for later.
Selection, whatever you need to be the talk of all serene.
Can we go in there? Nope. Can't. We can speak.
Welcome. It's such a pleasure to see you again. Have you seen anything to your liking? What might I help you with?
Don't know where he's seen before, but I've never seen this bastard in my life. So we have weapons. Let's get rid of you. You. And let's see, stone. No, let's keep the hammer. Does a good job of what it's actually supposed to do. Hold on. I am selling with purchase. Yes. Good. Good. Let's get rid of all this shit. Maybe it would be useful later, maybe not, I don't know. But for now, let's just get rid of everything. Melee weapon, firearm. I wonder if this guy sells rings. It does. Let's come back to that later when we can have more of an idea of what we actually want. Head, chest, and some boots. Only thing I want to change really are the boots. And even then, it's not really worth it. His best one only gives +1 that one thing. MP healing. HP healing. 10 per second. No, that's not really what we want. What's that we're losing? Poison resistance. Magic's but 10 magic regen. That could be nice. Magical resistance. Poison. I'm confused. What exactly do I currently have for my necklace? That. Oh, interesting. Oh, so I can change his equipment too. Just like that. Okay. I understand. So it isn't really necessary to buy anything right now. Okay. Or four.
Celebrate the miracle of science. You won't. Citizens, I present to you Panacea, the absolute cure of everything. Toothache, stomach ailment, and even an open wound. This potion heals all of that. And more still. This little phial is the product of years of research and intensive labor. I hear you asking if this remedy can heal one from the Malachor. Alas, not yet.
Of course.
But your question is legitimate. I am so close to finding the cure. But the Malachor isn't the only ailment causing you to suffer. Not true? Then don't miss out on this chance and give yourself a healthy and energized life. Rejoice! A phial only costs a few coins, and well worth it to make your life shiny and new again.
Does it really heal everything, your potion?
Everything. Absolutely everything. Except the Malachor, of course. That being said, it is known that those in top health resist the Malachor best of all. Then don't throw away this chance. Think of all the pains that this potion could help you avoid.
You are right. It's a deal. I'm gonna take two.
There's a man that knows a good deal when he sees one. Hurry now. There won't be enough for everyone.
There he is. He's our man. No.
His speech is well polished. I even feel like biting.
And if we had a word with him, I wonder if he'll serve us the same routine.
Okay. Let's speak to this guy. Very suspicious.
Ah, you're finally tempted.
In all honesty, I haven't made up my mind yet. I want to be certain that I'm not dealing with a charlatan.
In this day and age, I can't blame you. What might I do to convince you?
Will you drink one of your potions to prove your good faith?
Of course. I take a little sip every morning. But as I'm in perfect health, you won't be able to verify the improvement in my condition. But if it helps you make up your mind, give me just a moment. There now. As you see, I am still in excellent condition.
Come on now. I saw you take that vial out of your pocket. Nothing proves that it's the same potion that you sell to your clients.
As a man of science, I consider skepticism a remarkable quality. But in your case, it is not skepticism, but blindness.
We need to steal one of these potions and force him to drink it.
Brilliant idea, Kurt. Let's take a look at his cup.
That seems a bit absurd. But very well, we shall go with your plan. What is over here?
The merchant is there.
That's not what we wanted! Shit! Oh shit, this is bad.
Move away! Things are about to get dicey! You're running out of energy! Drink a potion!
That rifle shot hurt like a bitch. Maybe use a potion. What a waste. Oh, so we're already over here. Well, at least that clears up this area for, well, future progress. Okay. Okay. So it's actually a lot easier to get around this map than I initially expected. Oh really? Is that some sort of valuable that I could sell perhaps, or something else entirely? So where is this on the map? Oh, I see, so there's actually a little thing on the map there. So it's not actually a hidden door. Interesting. It would be annoying if it wasn't accurately reflected in the map.
You're running out of energy! Drink a potion! Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
Easy enough. Ooh, leveled up. Do I get anything for it? No? Maybe? Guess not. So, are some level ups just completely useless then? Remain. Oh, so no, I actually did get points. Okay, that's great. So. Huh. Let's get that. Total points spent. It's 0.4 and 5. See. It's interesting. So did I get everything? Seems that I did. Perfect. Letter from the innkeeper to the servant, Louise. The weird alchemist of the Alliance who entered the room upstairs specifically asked us not to clean it during his stay. This old fool must not want us to accidentally break his vase or something, so leave him in his filth. The customer is always right. That's a strange request. Alchemical research book. These pages are covered in small, almost illegible handwriting. Experiment results, patient observations, and incomprehensible symbols. But the complexity of some recipes leaves no room for doubt. The author was a true alchemist and was certainly very knowledgeable. And I picked this up. Charlatan's Antidote. Even the game, or rather even his antidote, is calling him a charlatan. If that's the case, aren't they forcing his identity as a charlatan on a little too hard? If that's the case, why are they doing so? Perhaps it would have been better for the game to call it by his real name, or
have you finally
his
made up your
given
mind?
name.
I happen to have a vial of your medicine. Would you be willing to drink it in front of us, to prove that there is no risk?
This bullying is trying my patience. I'm beginning to suspect that you might be working for a rival.
You refuse to taste it?
You might have put something in it to cause me harm or further disgrace.
No, look. The vial is still sealed. It comes straight from your stock.
And you dare challenge me when you have just admitted to being a thief?
Come now. You can see for yourself that I am gladly returning your vial, so that you might drink it in front of witnesses. This might help to dissipate my doubts, as well as those of these brave folk.
Yes, no, you don't have the right.
Damnation. He got away. He can't have gone far.
Find him, before his head ends up on a spike.
Think back to the note that we found. We need to take a look at the tavern. He won't leave the city without his belonging.
That is strange. Honestly, I just don't understand how that could happen. Because, see, this is what bothers me about some RPGs. How they can just do a cutout, then he just teleports to somewhere else. Would we really just stand there watching him? But in any case, could we really do anything about it? Would it be alright to just physically push him to the ground? Because it seems to me that if we did such a thing, these guys would crucify him, it seems. Okay, yeah, so that's what it's like. Let's go have a little look-see. Got some old coins from this guy.
May the disease never afflict you, Your Excellency.
How nice of him to be so concerned, especially when I just stole all of his money. Ah, he really is a good fellow, isn't he? Anything back here? No?
Good day, Tavern Keeper.
Good day to you. What is your pleasure?
Let's see. Ask about his business.
How is business going these days?
It's picking up. We've not seen many new customers, but of late things are looking better. The Malicor and the neighbouring wars have dampened commerce. The epidemic still rages, but the possibility of finding a cure on that island has given people something to hope for. Now that we have a city there, quite a few seafarers come by to spend their wages.
Has the Malicor really put a damper on your business?
More than a damper. They were soaked. When the sickness began to spread, a wave of panic followed in its wake. People stopped going out of their homes. They were afraid. I was close to closing shop, I tell you. And then, thankfully, the alchemists of the bridge said that you couldn't just catch it like that. people are still distrustful, as is their nature, but they are leaving home again. It's a start. I also lost quite a few regular customers. Dead or too scared to venture back. Oh, but that's nothing new to you. The city would have sunk in the water if not for trade with the new isle.
So it's as I expect, the Malachor can't be transmitted through ordinary means. But that still leaves the question of just how exactly it spreads.
With all these sailors coming and going, you must have heard some stories about Teofredi.
Right. Even stories that my heaviest drinkers would have trouble believing. They say that man-trees live there. Dragons and gigantic creatures. Treasure abounds under every rock. And the source of eternal life is hidden somewhere there.
Ooh.
Last night, some Nauts even told me they brought back one of those giant beasts into the port. Ah, but you know the kind. If you ask my opinion, the drink was fueling their imaginations.
I need to be off. Farewell.
Given the nature of this game, I'm inclined to believe that there is such a beast there. That's only possible because I know the context of this game, what's set in. If I was to say maybe this person in the game didn't know about this kind of thing, perhaps I would never guess. Perhaps I would agree with the barkeeper that it was just drunken stories.
Hello, milady.
Or maybe it's possible that this wouldn't happen, because this person seems to be an influential person and would naturally have a good sort of information network. Perhaps he's aware.
There are some days when you'd rather get drunk all day than have to suffer
of
through
things
this
happening
again.
on this island. And that being the case, if there really is a source of eternal life or youth or whatever on that island, should I roleplay as a cold-hearted woman that will do anything to obtain it? Should I help my fellow men in gaining this cure, if it exists? Or should I side with the natives if at all possible? I am not sure which direction I want to take this character yet. Perhaps that will naturally form as we progress through the game, hear each side's reasoning and what each side's goal is and what they can offer us. Because I imagine that if such a thing existed, it would have catastrophic effects if I just walked up and nonchalantly took it. I feel like there would be massive consequences for the natives of that island, or perhaps mankind as a whole, if we were to say just take it. Maybe it affects something else, maybe. We'll find out, because there's no guarantee such a thing exists. And, well, there's only one way to find out. Your lockpicking skill is not high enough. Interesting. Do I just leave it? Because I don't know what's in it. Will it have special items? I don't know. Or is it just an extra source of income? Because there might be something special in there which we just can't know about unless we have lockpicking. But I don't want to waste a point on lockpicking this early until I know for sure that it's worth it, or rather until I have intuition at level 3. In any case, letter from an alchemist from Al Saad. Dear Arif, see, this is called the antidote Arif's antidote, not Charlton's antidote. But let's continue. I am genuinely sorry to learn that you have not found the peace you were hoping for in Serene. Since your departure from the Academy, the situation has been deplorable. Those you had accused are now behaving as if the rules did not apply to them, regularly performing questionable experiments, and there is nothing the rest of us can do apart from keeping a low profile. I sincerely hope that you will eventually find some place where you can be at peace. Your friend.
You again? What are you doing in my room?
I'm not the only one that's found you. Have you seen the mob that's gathering in the street?
I'm neither deaf nor blind. By the spheres. Why didn't I leave the city while there was still time?
The Alliance ambassador is quite unsettled by your commerce, and he's the one who sent me.
Sahin? Him again. Ruining my career wasn't enough for him. He's the very reason I had to leave the Alliance. And here I am, playing the part of the potion maker. Me, who was once a respected member of the Academy of Al-Sad.
Dr. Sahin warned me that you were an imposter.
That doesn't surprise me, coming from him. I was a master alchemist. I understand if you don't believe me after all that, but I have a number of documents to prove it. I would still be one if Sahin hadn't set off a chain of machinations to disgrace me.
Why does Sahin bear you such hatred?
I wasn't fortunate enough to oppose certain great minds of the Academy, to criticize their methodology. I saw them inflicting torture on sick prisoners, making them drink the most vile poisons. To find a remedy to the Malachor, they won't hesitate to kill. I could not keep my silence.
It is for an act of courage that you fell from grace, and earned Sahin's hatred. Are you not ashamed to have poisoned those poor souls?
These potions are not harmful. That is to say that they don't contain any harmful ingredients.
But you could just as easily produce real healing potions. So why don't you?
You don't understand. I fled, but I haven't put a stop to my own research. This potion is an attempt to create in those who drink it a resistance to the Malachor.
So you manipulate people to use as experimental fodder? That is completely unethical.
I don't have a choice, but it does not harm them, I assure you.
If this potion were inoffensive, then why wouldn't you drink it when I offered it to you?
I ran tests on myself for such a long time that I ended up becoming intolerant to it. A small sip of this mixture provokes in me now a violent reaction. The mob would have been furious in any case, but a normal dose, I assure you, is without risk.
Your methods don't seem so different than those of your colleagues.
Yes,
I don't torture people. And this potion only has side effects in high doses.
Perhaps. But you are hurting innocents.
No, he's not.
I cannot let your commerce continue.
So, what are you going to do with me, my lady?
This is an easy choice. You see, it's a shame that we have to drive him out of the city. But if he was just upfront about the potion's effects, perhaps he wouldn't be in this situation. Or perhaps no one would have taken the potions at all. But I agree with what he's doing, just the way he's going about it is unethical in terms of modern views, and obviously the views of this game. But what he is doing is commendable. So instead of arresting him and helping those douchebags that torture people and poison people, all in the name of good cause, let's help him leave the city.
I'm going to help you leave the city, but you must promise never to return.
I swear it.
Very well then. I need to first get you away from those who want to see you hanged.
If we can't find a way to sneak out of here discreetly, we will have to confront the populace.
I haven't lost hope that I'll be able to help them hear reason.
It would be better if I remain hidden while waiting.
If we were to do both objectives, maybe?
The servants... The lock's double bolted.
Wait, what the fuck? I see. I see. I got disoriented for a second there. So...
Locked.
Can we use the key? We can indeed. Keeper's key.
The key to the tavern.
Let's go and find the alchemist. We need to get him out of here as fast as we can.
What exactly is this place? So it's connected to there. Let's see. Okay. Okay, let's have a little look. Abandoned letter. Albert, I hope you were given this letter when you finally returned from Al-Sad. Provided there's somebody still alive here to give it to you. I can barely see anymore and it's difficult to write. How painful. I'm sorry, my child. I can't leave you much. The looters are sure to have wrecked our beautiful bookstore by now. But they might not have found the chest I hid in our house. Take care of yourself, my son. And if the money enables you to, flee to this magic island, which is said to be completely free of evil. Your loving father. And is this guy dead? I can't tell. I think he is dead. That means an entire family just wiped out like that. It's a little unbearable. It's kind of painful to see. I am not going to lie to you, Chief. Where are we right now? Coin Guard Barracks. Oh.
Lady de Sardet, I presume. It is an honor to make your acquaintance. Captain, you set sail soon. Have you seen to our little business?
Not yet. You know, this type of mission is not really my speciality.
Well, that's to your honor. But the commander did give the order to you. Her Excellency might be able to help you. Well then, I await your return with utmost impatience. I'm certain you shall do what's required.
Well, I guess that's the guy who gave him that order. That door can't be opened, it seems. Is there really nothing to loot? Nothing at all. That seems to be the case. So that would take it. So if he came out through here, he could potentially end up out there. But, and then go round, down the docks. Seems good to me. I was originally planning to do both, but it seems it's not necessary. But because I am live streaming, I will go out and do this part of the objective as well, just to show you both sides.
Please listen, I beg you.
If you want him to reimburse you, get in the back of the line like everyone else.
Believe me, I understand why you are angry.
Me? It's not money I want. That charlatan tried to poison us. I couldn't give a flying pile of dung for your pretty words. We're gonna hang him high. And you too, if you're an accomplice.
How absurd! I'm the one who put an end to his operation.
Well, in that case, help us catch him so he can be punished like he deserves.
He's trapped. He'll have to come out someday, you'll see.
Propose assignment. Intuition, speak for harm side effect. So pay, lie to them, or order the dispersion. Honestly, I don't think that option would yield anything. And even if it did, I think it would make a negative impact on both my character and the faction I represent, if I even represent a faction. But I know I'm the cousin of some prince, it seems. Because from the passing remarks we've made, since we've been in the palace a lot, I'm related to some royalty. So let's lie to them. So I'm not paying
And
this
so you
gold
plan on
because I'm
waiting
fun.
here? I do not advise that. All of you drank one of those potions, am I right?
You're right, we did. Tasted of death. I did nothing for me ulcer.
As for me, I only drank a few drops. And my tooth is aching more than ever.
Alas, you need only drink a mere drop for it to provoke paralysis.
Paralysis?
A terrible side effect. The symptoms appear sooner or later. No one is spared from them.
What? Are we doomed then?
Everyone is. Except, of course, those going to see a doctor to receive the antidote.
What are we gonna do? The doctor costs a fortune. We're all gonna end up like statues.
Listen to me, everyone. I know a good doctor that will help us. Come on,
How
follow me!
convenient.
That charlatan will just have to wait to get what's coming to him.
The alchemist is now far from danger, at least.
Go and tell him the good news.
Oh. So if we had originally left it like that, then perhaps we'd have had to escort him to where he needs to go. That would have been annoying. I forgot what was behind that door for a second. So we just skipped an annoying escort segment, it seems. How
So,
nice.
did you find a way to get me out of this hornet's nest?
I persuaded the mob to disperse calmly and without a fight. The way is free.
Very well. What power of persuasion? They didn't seem of a mind to hear reason from me.
You were free. Climb into your carriage and leave Serene immediately. Let me deal with Dr. Sahin.
I owe you my life, my lady. I will be eternally in your debt.
I remind you to never step foot here again.
I have no desire to return anyway. Farewell.
Okay, so that's that. Let's just go directly back, I guess. There's no reason not to.
Your Excellency.
Lady de Sade.
I tracked down your man near the Coin Guard barracks.
Finally. Did you capture him?
Let's just say that I put an end to his activities. His reputation in Serene is forever tarnished. Matters turned out a little more complicated than anticipated.
So, shall we confront him? Now, we're representing a faction here, I believe. We already know the facts. There's no point in being hostile to him for some guy we don't even really know. Yes, his methods are despicable, but he used to say he's one of the people that does the torturing and force-feeding poison vials.
He managed to slip through our fingers.
Once again. That man is part eel.
We followed his trail to the Coin Guard Tavern, but he had already escaped. All the same, you have nothing to fear. He will never step foot in Serene again.
We'll eventually catch up with him and deliver the punishment that his crimes deserve. Governor Burhan will be happy to learn that such an amiable legate will soon cross the shores of Tir Fredi. Thank you for your help, Excellency, and allow me to offer you this modest gift for your voyage.
I need to be going. Goodbye, Excellency.
Goodbye, Lady de Sade.
Ooh. Give me a nice red shot.
Your Excellency.
Lady de Sade.
Okay. So it
I
seems
need to be going.
Have to be
Goodbye,
about.
Excellency.
Goodbye, Lady de Sade.
Okay, so in terms of exploration, we've done to about this line. No, to this line. No, to this line. To there, give or take. We just need to explore this corridor. This corridor, this little bit here, the intersections around here, and then there. So if we were to say, run there. But before that, let's speak to this merchant guy again.
Welcome. Have you seen anything?
Okay.
Thank you for your visit. See you soon.
Greetings, Your Excellency.
So that cleared up my inventory once again. And now I'm going to have a little look-see through this area to see if there's any loot. Requisition it for the cause. Okay, so that would lead into the harbour, which isn't a place we want to yet go to. It's to be the bottom part of the map, which we... I see, so that's some...
If you had any idea who I am... Open up, imbeciles! I have a ship to catch!
Do you hear?
Yes, that's Constantine's voice. It's coming from the upper floor. Sounds as if he's locked up.
And I have a feeling they're expecting company. Be careful. The slightest itchy word to these brutes will have them drawing blades to scratch it.
Negotiation may be the solution. As you say, this breed of brutes won't spit on ransom.
What a waste. I'd rather sneak around them than give half a coin to these seedy fellows.
Okay. Let's go ahead and do this while we're here. Because, honestly, it would be much more convenient than once again, running around and coming back. So if we were to, let's say, villains then, so this is all part of one. It's a good thing that cutscene triggered down, because it would have been a waste of time running back down here again. This is actually very, very convenient. Makes things a lot easier. So having said that, I'm assuming that down there is locked. And I'm glad there isn't fall damage.
It's not possible just now.
That's impossible.
It's blocked.
Yes, as expected. So, those talents and traits won't... So not having those talents and traits doesn't necessarily mean I can't get to certain areas. All it means is I can skip little areas. But skipping areas isn't what we want. We want to see everything. Let's see.
This man is going to bring the guard out if he keeps shouting like that. We should have gotten rid of him. Don't be an idiot. It's obvious that he's a gnome. A rich man. He needed to be taught a lesson, but it's better we grab some coin. With all those posters we posted, someone with deep pockets will show up sooner or later to liberate the rooster. Oh, he's making a great deal of noise. We could knock him out or gag him.
That was easy. I wonder if we can stand up yet. Is that possible? Visible wall. Disappear. It looks like I don't have a high enough lockpicking skill. I wonder if that other chest had a use key option. And if it did, do we have that key? Because, well, I don't think there's necessarily much more left to do in the tavern. I think we've seen all there is to see and done all there is to do in there. I'm somewhat surprised at the fact that we found this place so easy. Or rather, we found it by accident. Well, no matter. No matter at all. Why is it gold coins plural when
it's not possible just now?
There's only one gold coin? And I'm assuming that's blocked the door out. Yes, it is. Okay. So that's how it is. Okay. Serene criminals. Key. Serene criminals. Key. So is that everything down here then? If so, then there. This is what we're looking for. Wasn't there a chest? Let's go back to that later. Let's leave that for last. That's first. But let's first walk through this place and get everything possible. Key to Constantine's cell. Interesting. In such a nice and obvious place. It's a little easy, I guess. Is that someone coughing, perhaps? It seems that there isn't much need for stealth in this area. It doesn't really look like there's any enemies here.
Well, this has been monumentous, gentlemen, but I have more important things to attend to. An island to govern, treaties to sign, riches to expedite, and a demanding father to impress!
Constantine, it's me!
My fair cousin! Oh, my lucky star! Always there to pull me out of my fires.
I do what I can. We are departing soon. Your father wasn't pleased by your absence this morning.
Have you ever seen him happy about anything when it comes to me? You know what he thinks of me.
He cares about you. I know that. He appointed you governor, didn't he?
He is ridding himself of a source of constant disappointment. Enough said. Today we set sail for adventure.
Companion equipment. Oh.
If you only knew how these river scum treated... Do me a courtesy, fair cousin. Now that we stand boldly alongside the brave Kurt, let's give them their money's worth.
They haven't spotted us. We could sneak out of here silently. We have a ship to board.
You've always been the reasonable soul. Don't you think these brutes deserve a punishment?
Yes, without a doubt. But don't you think there are more pressing matters? Kurt!
It is your Highness's decision to make. Whatever it is, I shall follow.
Oh, that was easy. Let's see. It's a very small region. Alright, well, let's go take care of these little bastards then, I guess. Let's get close. Oh. Is that with the little dodge thing? Oh yes it is. Access the button to dodge. I almost forgot about that. How silly of me. Well, it seems that those bastards have been punished. Let's take everything that we can get. Oh, was that something there? Like a red thing? No, not just a barrel. Silly indeed. And we've almost leveled up again. That's kind of exciting. And with this, we just need to go up there, and it would seem it would just be that little corridor here, and then there, up to there to explore, and we'll be somewhat ready to enter the southern district. Interesting. I wonder if we can possibly reach level 4 by the time we leave this area. That would be a nice level to leave at. The fuck is wrong with you? You're begging for money, not sucking lollipops. That's lollipops. There's no need to be so aggressive in your behaviour whilst begging for money. So that's that up to there. Perfect. Okay. Let's come back to this. Right now we have a more pressing matters to attend to. For, let's say for instance, looting everything in sight. That is a very pressing matter, and one that should be done with the utmost care.
I believe I've seen you at the palace. Are you one of the princes?
What is this?
Greetings. I hope your day will be better than mine.
Poorly written notice to the family of the rich man who provoked us. To the oh, we have him and we will kill him if you don't pay us handsomely. Come with a full pace to the alley south of the old warehouse district. Well, it's a bit late for that. Seems we've already taken care of such
May the
matters.
disease never afflict you, Your Excellency.
I wonder if there's any... No, I was a fool to think there would be something up there when I couldn't see anything glowing. Some more gold coins. I don't mind if I do. So that would then lead to there, which I would eventually end up at anyway. But there's a person to speak to here, which could potentially lead to some good returns. So let's get this guy, let's speak to this guy. Might be something
Your
good
Highness,
from it.
I'm happy to see you. Your absence this morning worried both your father and me.
Come now, Sir de Corsillon. My father may have been angry, outraged, or disappointed, but he's never worried about me. I am sad to have caused you any worry, though. Would you believe that I was rotting away in a sinister jail, guarded by thugs ready to kill me? Though still seeing double from last night's drink, I was preparing an ingenious escape plan when... ta-da! My fair cousin jumped up out of nowhere and saved me. I'm quite the fairy tale damsel in distress.
You might have refrained from the company of bandits the night before such an important departure.
Take away the risk and halve the pleasure, de Corsillon. It is the salt of life.
I fear that some of my teachings have been misunderstood. But you wanted to ask me something, de Sade?
Indeed.
I need to be leaving. I have quite a few things to do before we raise anchor.
Oh, that's not what I wanted at all.
Yes?
I wanted to ask
I
what
need
his
to be
future
leaving.
role.
I have
No.
quite a few things.
No, that's not what we want. I'm clearly
Yes?
highlighting the other things.
Well, how can your old professor be of service to you?
I need to be leaving.
No, what are you doing? This... Okay.
Yes?
There seems to be some sort
I
of
need to
bug.
be leaving.
Okay.
Yes?
I see what's going on here. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I was making a mistake.
What will be your official title on Tifredi? Or are you just here to keep an eye on us?
Come now, don't be ridiculous. I'm coming in the capacity of official advisor, nothing more. But His Highness has also asked me to report to him on certain strategic observations. I am therefore required to take note of all events, chart the island and its resources, but also obtain as much knowledge as possible concerning the more dangerous creatures of the island. Your help will be extremely valuable to me. I've no longer the legs of an adventurer.
It's always a privilege to help, Master. I need to be leaving. I have quite a few...
Okay. So... let's go have a look at what's up here. Perhaps there'll be some good things. That leads me back to here, does it? Perhaps I... yeah, because that'll take me back there. So if I loot this, loot that, and then loot all around there, it would lead me back to there. At that time, I can go report to the guard barracks, and then I could go visit the Fontaine family warehouse, and loop around here, have a look down here what's going on, and then I could do the rest of the stuff over here. So let's do it like that, okay? Loot, 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 precious loot. Right, so that's where I killed those no good bandits, whatever the fuck they are. Don't really know why they were attacking me, in all honesty. Perhaps we should talk to that guy last.
I wish you a good day, Your Excellency.
I can't open this area, it seems. I wonder why. Strange. Perhaps there is something important behind there that's not allowing me to, as of yet, go that way. And that intrigues me. What is it exactly that is holding me back from going there? Choked on my own spit a little bit there. How embarrassing. But before we get sidetracked any further, let's deal with the situation over here. But even before that, let's make sure everything is hunky-dory. Yes, that leads to there. Move out the way, you fat bastard. Is there any loot available down here, perhaps? No. So, I'm kind of a min-max, you know, I maximize everything. Let's deal with this guy.
Good day, my lady. How might I be of service?
You can start by explaining to me why you refuse to honor the orders agreed upon with the guard.
There's been a misunderstanding, madam. Of course we're ready to honor the orders. In fact, I've already had a word with your master-at-arms.
They're asking that we pay again, despite having already paid.
It's just that the price has gone up since. I've nothing to do with it.
This is inadmissible. If you agree on a sum, you need to honor that agreement.
I'm sorry, madam. I'm just an agent, and I'm only obeying orders.
Why don't we go and solicit other suppliers, Kurt?
When we've already paid for the merchandise? If these thieves agree to reimburse the original payment, it's what we do immediately. And do know, in the future, we won't be shopping with them. Well, I should think not.
Your master has apparently asked you to demand a second payment for this merchandise.
That's right. He told me that their attendant seemed to be hiding something when he passed the order. And so he must have thought the guard would end up paying in the end, whatever he asked for.
I'll be damned. And I'm the one they've sent to settle the affair.
Sorry, Captain, it's nothing personal. I'm only following orders.
Following orders? Yeah, we hear you. Makes one wonder which one of the two of us is a coin guard.
This whole story sounds suspicious and stinks of a scandal. You were demanding a second payment, but refused to reimburse the one that was already made.
I'm not the one demanding nor refusing. It's my master.
This stubborn fool is pushing me to madness. You understand now why I'm asking for your help?
Intuition, offer a bribe, threaten him or leave. So I think this one would leave us to perhaps paying some gold. Maybe this threatening him would lead to us infiltrating the back where we couldn't open the doors. And I doubt there'd be much else behind there, considering it's locked behind a failure of a dialogue choice. We could leave, but that wouldn't gain us any results. Or we could take a risk with charisma. We could save Scum, but that kind of defeats the purpose of the charisma stat and kind of ruins the fun of the game a little bit. So let's give it a go.
I don't think you understand who you were dealing with. Perhaps I failed to present myself properly. Lady de Sardet, niece of the Prince d'Orsay and legate of the Congregation of Merchants. During our conversation, you explained to me that your master forced you to commit a crime. That's regrettable, especially as you will be considered his accomplice in extortion and theft. You know as well as I that the congregation does not tolerate such illegal activities.
But I'm only obeying orders.
That's a shame. Well, as orders are the only language you seem to understand, I order you to return the guard the merchandise without delay, unless you'd rather your master is hung and that you finish your days in prison.
As you request, my lady. I shall go immediately and ask that these crates be delivered to the attendant.
Now that's a wise decision.
Thank you. I was beginning to think this would never end. You're certainly honoring your new title. Bravo!
Hello, my lady.
Now I wonder if resolving such a situation... Nope, we still can't go in there. So let's go back and have a little look at the warehouse, and then there's the coin guard, and that should conclude the activities available in this northern section of the map. And while we're running across, we could potentially see if we have anything to sell to this guy.
Welcome. Have you seen any?
I know it's a bit burdensome to constantly visit this place, but it's something that has to be done, otherwise my inventory will end up being full of random pieces of trash. And when I do next go to clean out my inventory, it will take a substantial amount of time longer, which isn't really something that we want to see happen. So is this an area that's off limits, or is this a public area? It would be a bit strange if it was a public area, if I'm honest with you. But what I would like to know is just what is the purpose of this place? Is it part of a quest line? And if so, is it part of a failure branch route or part of a success branch route, as in part of a natural storyline? So that side's also blocked, which means there's another entrance. No, there can't be another entrance. It seems to be blocked on both sides. So just how do you get in there? That's... I wonder. This is intriguing me now. Hold on. Move. Move, you fat bastard. Huh. Or maybe it would naturally become unlocked later on as we progress through certain storylines in this area. I am not quite sure.
Captain, you set sail soon. Have you seen to our little business?
Yes. We were finally able to recover your merchandise.
Excellent news. I'm afraid, though, that your mission isn't completely finished, Kurt.
Blast me, I'm a captain, not an errand boy.
The commander was quite explicit.
Very well. What do I need to do?
The merchandise that you obtained needs to be sent to Tier 3D as soon as possible. But the Port Authority formalities for shipping take an eternity to wade through. And we've already lost quite a bit of time with this dishonest merchant.
Are you blatantly asking us to smuggle this merchandise and contraband?
I would never ask you to do such a thing, Your Excellency.
Ah, but you don't mind asking that of Kurt?
Well, no. If he finds an alternative solution that is less, illegal, that would be fine. The method matters not. But this cargo must reach the Isle on the next ship.
Marvelous.
Well then, I await your return with utmost impatience. I'm certain you shall do what's required.
So it's like that. So let's go down there and have a little look-see here to see if there's anything there that needs doing. And if that being the case, we could potentially, with a possibility of resolving the quest we just obtained in a way that is less illegal. And perhaps doing so would lead to some sort of trophy. Now, I'm not 100% sure on this, and even if it does, it doesn't really matter. I just want to potentially get as much as possible from this game. I would love to get 100%, even though it's highly implausible. And along the way, earning whatever trophies I can, if this game even has trophies. Because I haven't experienced getting a trophy once so far playing this game, and it was a little weird. Perhaps the conditions for getting those trophies are more stringent than what seems, or maybe there isn't a lot of trophies, or perhaps not even none at all. I could check, but that would ruin the game a little bit, because a lot of them have descriptions of what needs to be done to get them. So let's leave it be for now, and just play the game the best way we possibly can, until otherwise. So did we just come in here for that? It seems to be the case. Huh. Let's leave it alone. Doesn't something I particularly want to equip right now. Let's do a nice little save here. We came a long way, so if we just save right now. I'm not sure if there's an auto-saving system or otherwise, but but I would like to ensure that nothing goes wrong and I miss out on content by mistake.
Lively there, lads and lasses! I promised the merchants and their prince we'd be off before the tide. You, man, carry that properly. That porcelain is worth more than your life. There are some children we'd be best to refuse.
Captain Vasco.
And you are?
I'm de Sardet, the prince's niece. All is in order. We will soon be embarking on your boat.
It's a ship, not a boat.
Apologies.
Constantine d'Orsay, future governor of Tir Freddy. I'm enchanted, Captain. I am eager to board your ship.
Enchanted as well, Your Highness. I hope you enjoy your voyage.
Are you ready? Can we weigh anchor?
We should be able to set sail with the tide, as agreed upon. We're short a crew member. The cabin boy is missing. But have no fear, we will leave without him if he does not present himself before the tide.
Is he an important member of the crew?
We don't need him for sailing or navigation. He's only a cabin boy.
He must have simply had a bit too much to drink in celebrating his departure. Like another I know.
I doubt that. Jonas was never one to fancy drink. And it's been 2 days since last he was seen. No, I fear something bad has happened to him. Might I ask you, if you hear anything, could you report it to me? I would like to set sail with a clear mind.
Okay. Let's spot the cabin boy.
When did you see your cabin boy for the last time?
It's been 2 days since I've had any news at all. It wasn't out of the ordinary until this morning. My men have free shore leave when we're at dock. But the day of departure, every able-bodied sailor must be present on the ship.
Does the boy know anyone in Serene?
Other than fellow Nords, you mean? I don't think so, but it's difficult to be sure.
Okay.
Miss Jonas, does he have any close friends amongst the crew?
In tradition, we are all members of the same family. But yes, there would be Flavia and Laura.
Might I have a word with them?
As you wish. You'll find them over there, in port.
Okay.
Have you seen anyone wandering about? Suspicious looking. Maybe clandestine passengers?
Take a look around. There are far too many comings and goings to spot possible stowaways. As long as they don't try and get on my ship, I pay no attention to them. That said, we did catch ourselves a smuggler just a while ago.
A smuggler? Maybe he could be of some use. Where could I find him?
In the port jails, not far from the warehouses. May I ask you, why the sudden interest in smugglers and the odd stowaway?
Should I inform them of what it is we're doing? It might offer additional choices later on down the line. But is he trustworthy? This is a secret mission and will he just ruin things? Let's have a little look-see on what the impact this could have. I'm telling him.
A couple of heretics are planning on leaving Serene. The ambassador of Thélème has entrusted me with the job of capturing them.
Happy to see that you trust me enough to seek my counsel in the affair. Just so happens that I heard someone talking about the couple. The Cardinal's men are far from discreet. They're making quite some ruckus, asking to search our warehouses. We of course refused entry. Only the Nords have access. I'm sorry, Your Excellency, but I'm certain your potential stowaways aren't far. But we won't allow you to make a search to grab them. Not officially, at least.
What do you mean?
That discretion and malice are often more useful than titles and words.
Oh.
I have a favor to ask before we leave.
I'm all ears.
We would like to load some merchandise into your ship's hold.
Impossible. You're too late for that. All merchandise must be registered at the Port Authority, and the formalities are long. So, unless you're asking me to turn smuggler and hide contraband on my vessel...
I wouldn't go that far. We're only talking about a few crates, after all.
Well then, they'll have to wait. The next ship for New Serene leaves in a month.
Hellfire. If that shipment doesn't leave today, the commander will have my hide.
Captain, I understand your position, but isn't there some way we can get these crates on board?
I doubt it. Even if I wanted to help you, my quartermaster is a half-crazed bridge troll. He's gotten into his head that a gang of ruffians want to use my ship to pass contraband over to Tier 4D. He's placed guards where our cargo is being held before being loaded. All that is not in the warehouse and noted on the manifest will be left on the docks. Sorry, but your crates are gonna have to wait until the next ship sets sail.
Sorry, Kurt. At least we tried.
The commander is gonna have my head. I'm sure that's what he wanted in giving me this impossible task.
In that case, we're going to have to doctor the manifest ourselves. It must be at the Harbour Master's office.
Okay, that leaves a few things.
Could you tell me a little about your guild?
We are masters of the oceans. Our ships can sail where no others dare.
Thanks to your magic, so I've heard. How do you become a Nord?
Our magic, yes, that only the Nords master. As for your question, any child born on one of our ships is seaborn. He is a Nord from birth. Others are sea-gifted, joining the Nords for different reasons, often from a young age. It's how the guild is made and maintains its numbers.
Could you tell me anything about our destination? The island of Tier 4D?
It is a magnificent place. Wild. Spared from your wars and your mines, for now. The natives have a relationship with their land and consider it sacred. They're a very friendly people, welcoming, that will appear to you strangely familiar. I've also heard that there are a great many exotic creatures, some enormous. But I wouldn't know what else to tell you. I've never strayed far from the ports.
What do you think of our port?
Are you referring to this one? It is the biggest high seas port on the continent. Thanks to your prince, even though it remains part of your city. It holds a particular status for us Nords. Certain zones are owned completely by us, and maritime law holds office. It's a good port. Were it not for the Malachor, it would be a pleasant place to dock.
I see.
Be back soon, Captain.
We need to have a word with that people smuggler the sailor mentioned.
He's a captain, Kurt, like yourself. And in order to interrogate the smuggler, we'll need to find a way into his jail.
Come on, move, move! So that's... Nope, that's what we wanted. So that's... that. I wonder... I believe we've... I guess we'll start with this then, since it's over there.
The hiding place of this smuggler is filthy. But perhaps we'll discover some useful information.
Smuggler's Journal. I have 2 new clients. They want to go to Alsard and the Inquisitors are on their heels, which will not make my job any easier. I think I can get them onto a ship inconspicuously, but we will have to be cautious, and I hope that they will prove patient and discreet. I will hide them away in a warehouse behind the harbour office, where the Inquisitors will never dare to enter.
Good day. Someone told me that you were a friend of Jonas, the young cabin boy who has gone missing.
That's right, yeah. Are you looking for him?
Yes. Your captain asked me to go and find him.
Happy to hear he's taken the disappearance seriously. What can I do for you?
What do you think about Captain Vasco?
He's a damn good navigator, and an excellent leader of men. He knows his craft well, in spite of being so young.
How old is he?
He's not seen his 25th year yet. If he keeps it up, he'll be an admiral one day.
Oh.
When did you last see him?
2 days ago, in the evening. We went to have a drink in the tavern. Jonas, Lauro, and myself.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary? Was he troubled?
Maybe a tad troubled. Like he was somewhere else.
Why would that be? Give me your best guess.
Boy, I haven't the faintest idea.
What does Jonas do in his free time, when you're on land?
He just hangs around here or there. You know the cabin boys don't have half a sailor's wages. And when evening comes, we usually go down the tavern with good old Lauro.
Did he ever have one too many?
Never. He sips his pint like it was bad medicine. One drink lasts him the whole night.
Does he know anyone in Serene?
No one, far as I know.
I see.
Do you think he could have made himself any enemies?
I wouldn't think that for a moment. Jonas has a good heart and he steers clear of trouble and troublemakers.
I don't know where to start with this. Do you have any idea?
No. Lauro won't stop telling anyone who will lend him an ear that the boy was carried off by thugs.
And you don't believe him?
I like Lauro, don't get me wrong, he's like a brother. But to be honest, he drinks a little more than he should. The itch for a drink gets us all, but to him more than others, and when you drink too much, the imagination wanders. Here, yesterday, it was me who tied one over, and I thought I heard Jonas's voice by the canal. I called back to him, as you guessed, but then nothing. Drink. It blurs the senses.
I need to be going. Farewell.
Suspicious. Let's go have a little look-see and talk to this guy down here. And perhaps he will have some information for us that will cinch the rest
Good day,
of this mission.
sailor. I've been told that you know the missing cabin boy well. Is that right?
You talking about Jonas? You bet your stars I know him. But like I've been crying to the 9 deaf winds, he didn't go missing, he was taken.
What do you think about Captain Basco?
He's a just man who knows his knots. He's well appreciated by the crew. It's a pity that he hasn't much heart for lass now and again. Always seems unhappy, our captain.
Were you a witness to the event?
Yes, I was. Even though I'd had a few tumblers in the belly, I hadn't yet lost my head. The other day, in the tavern, I saw him talking to a well-dressed man, surrounded by some other sly ruffians. And then when we left, him and I, Flavia left a little earlier, you understand. Well, those brutes were there, waiting for him. They just up and took him like that. Grabbed his arms and poof. Gone. Vanished.
Why didn't you intervene?
I tried to, believe me. But my legs betrayed me. Wavering they were. And I fell into the gutter.
Did you report this to the captain?
Unfortunately not. I know all too well what weight my words carry. Even Flavia treated me like a drunken fool. And the captain? No, not telling him that. I still have some pride left. You get me?
Let's see.
Did Jonas seem troubled to you the night he disappeared?
Maybe. For sure he wasn't his usual self.
Do you know what was on his mind?
No. No idea.
Why would anyone want to snatch a mere cabin boy?
How would I know? Jonas is a gentle boy who keeps his head down. You think my story is nothing but mist too, don't you?
It's just that I can't imagine a gang of thugs hoping to get a ransom for a cabin boy. Did anyone else see the kidnapping?
There was still a small crowd in the tavern. But outside, I seem to recall that regular being there. We play cards with him from time to time. Kind of fellow who plays from morning to night time to be that skilled. But now and again he comes out. When nature calls, you know. I kind of remember his face being there.
I see.
What do you think about Captain Basco?
Oh, we're going to ask this.
Thank you, Lauro. I need to be going.
Strange story, this.
Something isn't right here. I can feel it. We need to lift the veil on.
So we're back to the tavern again, yes? And then just a few things here and there. Not prison. Interesting. I wonder if this quest has something to do with the basement in the Fontaine family warehouse, which seems a little strange because by calling it Fontaine family, it seems to imply that they have some degree of status. And well, it's hard to imagine that such a family would bother with such a low
I heard that the Nauts
person.
have brought back a creature from their expedition on the island. I wonder if the tales that people tell are actually true.
Tavern keeper.
I see you're back. Can I pour you something this time?
I am looking for a Naut. A young cabin boy who has been missing roll call for 2 days now.
A Naut, you say? That's not a lot to go on. There are quite a few that come to my tavern.
According to one of his fellows, he would have been taken right here.
A kidnapping? In my establishment? You surely jest. Or at least I hope you do. I would have noticed. That doesn't hold water.
Someone told me about one of your faithful clients. A big gambler, it would seem.
I see. An able-bodied man. Passes his time lightening the pouches of sailors coming through.
Where might I find him at this time?
Here? He would never give away his chair at his table. Anything else?
Okay.
I need to be off.
Goodbye.
Let's go take a look at him.
Who are you? I don't recognize you. Am I in your debt?
No, have no fear about that. It's for a different reason that I'm here. I'm looking for a Naut that disappeared 2 days ago, after visiting this establishment. A young cabin boy. 2 members of his crew accompanied him.
Yes, that does ring a bell. I've played with the 3 of them.
What can you tell me about the boy? How was he that night?
He seemed rather nervous, as if he was worried about something. Didn't feel like playing, that I remember. And he must have been right to be nervous, if he's disappeared.
Tell me what happened that evening.
A rich merchant came in, with a band of strong arms. The kind of men you can round up for a few coins, if you catch my drift. They exchanged words with the cabin boy. The kid was defensive, not sitting pretty. And then they finally left.
And after that?
It just so happens that I did go out for a breather. I needed some fresh air. And I think I might well have seen those same men grab him. But that was none of my business. I wouldn't have thought that they were kidnapping him if that's what it was. They weren't particularly rough with him.
Oh.
Who was the rich merchant, do you think? A jilted lover? A moneylender?
No, my lady, you're in luck. It so happens that I know the man. It was Sir Fontaine, that merchant.
Where can I find him?
He has a house in the wealthy boroughs, just off the canal. A stone's throw from the Thélème embassy.
Thank you. You've been immensely helpful.
This man is completely owned by his love for the game. Do you think we can trust him?
What would he gain from lying?
I have no idea. But what would any wealthy merchant gain from holding a penniless child?
Perhaps he's a Fontaine himself. But maybe he's a runaway. Who wanted to leave for a sea adventure on the sea. Who knows? This is all purely conjecture. Until we get back there and see what's what, see what's going on. let's go back and find out just what exactly this person is all about.
Might I help you, my lady? I would like to have a word with Sir Fontaine.
He is absent, but the lady of the house could certainly receive you. Enter, please.
Might I help you, my lady? I need to be going. Farewell.
So as you do quests, it unlocks dialogue with different NPCs. And that dialogue is only related to the quest. So even if I can now talk to them, there won't be anything to say.
Oh, I know you. I've seen you at court. You are Lady de Sade. And to what do I owe the honor of your visit, Excellency?
I would like to have a word with your husband.
He is not here, but perhaps I could be of help.
It concerns a delicate matter. We are looking for a missing cabin boy. According to witnesses, he had an argument with your husband before being taken.
I see. I am afraid that you have been misled. You seem to have come to the wrong conclusion. The cabin boy you speak of was not taken. He has simply returned home.
Excuse me, but I'm not sure I understand.
Don't you see, Your Excellency? We got our son back.
I am very surprised. Several witnesses confirmed that your son had a fight with your husband, and that his men escorted him from the tavern using force. If he had joined your husband willingly...
Witnesses? In a tavern? And you choose to believe these drunkards over a respectable family?
These witnesses are all in agreement, and it is their testimonies that have led me to your doorstep.
My son was probably shocked to have found us. My husband and the other men might have simply had to carry him. A gesture that your drunkards must have misunderstood.
Ask whatever notes.
What was your son doing on a Naut ship? Why would they have taken him?
It is what they do. Through pacts and contracts, they steal away young children from their mothers.
What are you talking about?
I would have thought that a legate would know these things. But it is true that you are young and inexperienced. It seems that you have been protected from the turpitudes of our own nation and their terrible allies. This horrible, constant ransoming that they put us through. But I will not say another word. You will have no trouble verifying the details now that you know what to look for.
Where might I find your son now?
I cannot say, Excellency. You must understand why. Until the Nauts have set sail, we live in fear they will take him back from us.
This pact... it sounds like some fear-inducing story.
The Nauts wouldn't be the first to recruit through dubious means.
Excuse me, madam, but I haven't quite finished my inquiries yet.
If you would be so courteous, I would like you to leave. I have told you all that I have to say.
With respect, my lady.
Okay. I mean, it's quite obvious where they are if you consider the fact that we've already explored everywhere, apart from places down here. And that's it. And honestly, these places have nothing to do with the Fontaine family at all. You know, it doesn't have their name on any of these. So it's quite blatantly obvious that that Fontaine family warehouse is the only place he could possibly be. And it's now become apparent that the only reason that those doors were blocked was because it was part of the quest. Obviously they couldn't just allow us to walk in there and skip through the beginnings of a quest, which is logical and illogical at the same time. Because on one hand, if this was real, we would have no reason to go in there looting and pillaging. On the other hand, it's a little bit dodgy in the way it's handled things. I would much rather it say locked than have to find the key instead of blocked. Which, now that I think about it, it might have said locked. That is a potential possibility.
Madam?
Are you ready? Can we weigh anchor?
We should be able to set sail with the tide. I'm still without...
Necessary.
I spoke with a woman who told me she was the mother of the cabin boy. She claims that her son was taken from her.
Taken? Her son is sea-gifted. His parents were required to give him up to honor the terms of a contract.
A contract? But what kind of contract are we speaking of?
A commercial contract. In exchange for services rendered by the Nords, some families cede more than gold. In some cases, nations even trade some of their subjects before they're born. I wouldn't be able to tell you the condition of Jonas's contract. I didn't even know he was originally from Serene. But what I can tell you is the young man hasn't seen his parents since he was a small child. And ever since, he's been a Nord. Our ships are his home. We are his only family.
Be back soon, Captain.
You see anyone else who might be able to help us? Anyone who's not a Nort?
Oh, how I would like my father to be implicated in this sordid business. Our old teacher must surely know what's going on here. Let's go talk to him.
I don't really like the way these Nords conduct their business. Naturally, it's also the fault of the family for offering up their firstborn or whatever for whatever service or whatever that they obtained in exchange. But honestly, the practice is somewhat barbaric. The son doesn't even get a choice, or the daughter, or whatever. Let's just say the child doesn't get a choice and is forced into a life in sea, separated from his parents, all because of someone else's decision. I don't like it. I don't. If they didn't want a child, they shouldn't have had one. Honestly. And now they want to renege on their contract and get their child back. Like, what's changed? And if this is gonna happen, why did they agree to contract at all? It doesn't make much sense. But in any case, if at all possible, I would like the cabin boy to stay with his parents, but if the cabin boy wants to come back, I will have him come back. And while I won't necessarily agree with his decision, not because I think children stay with their parents, but because it feels more like indoctrination into this life more than anything. And that's why I would like him to stay back. But at the end of the day, it's his decision on where he wants to go. And with that in mind, let's see what we can do with this.
Yes? Well, how can your old professor be of service to you?
I've had a word with Lady Fontaine. You must know her. That rich family that lives near the docks. She told me a strange story about her son who was a cabin boy on our ship. She said that he was taken when he was a child, due to some contract with the Nords.
Who was a cabin boy? Do you mean he's no longer one?
They took him back to bring him home.
Well, that is very unpleasant news, de Sade. We need to do all we can to bring the boy back to his ship. Since time immemorial, there has always been a certain price to pay for the services of the Nords. Children born on their ships belong to them. It's the rule of the sea. But certain contracts are so important that they also require children to be offered in exchange. From time to time, the congregation has passed such accord, and certain noble families had to give their children up.
Are you telling me that the Fontaines lost their son in an agreement signed between my uncle and the Nords?
No. That pact ended a long time ago. This cabin boy couldn't have been a part of that contract. But Sir Fontaine has made a fortune trading with the Alliance, via ships.
Do you mean he would have offered up his own son in exchange for wealth?
Well, he probably did it before the birth of the child, and regretted it afterwards. But that is of little importance. What counts most is that you bring the boy back to the Nauts as quickly as possible. Breaking a contract with the seafarers has always cost us dearly. Our nation could feel it in its coffers.
I will do my best.
A father selling his own son for a few boat rides. For ugly, that is ugly.
Lady Fontaine didn't seem to have any knowledge of that detail. That could be of use to us.
This is despicable. On one hand, the father shouldn't have sold his child for money before it was even born, especially when it was without the knowledge and consent of his partner. And another thing is that the Nords force people who were born on the ships to be part of theirs, and they can even make contracts with third parties who are unrelated to the child, not to take the child anyway. In all honesty, I'm not liking these Nords at all.
I need to be leaving.
Really, these Nords, I'm really not liking them. The dude doesn't feel right. I don't like it. It's not my cup of tea. So, let's see if it's possible to help this family. And as I said earlier, it's the cabin boy's decision. If the cabin boy wants to go back, he will go back.
Excuse me, madam, but I haven't quite finished my inquiries yet.
If you would be so courteous, I would like you to...
Come on now, stop lying. Jonas was taken away by force, against his will, by armed men.
That is not true. Completely false. He...
Enough. With every word, you are a step closer to a prison cell.
Prison? But what would be the charges?
For kidnapping. Whether Jonas is your son or not, he's a Nort that you kidnapped and locked up. In the eyes of the prince, you have committed a crime that puts the interests of the congregation at great risk.
I beg of you, Your Excellency. Have mercy on a poor mother who is looking only to recover her child. We didn't kidnap our own son. And if you need to speak with him to be convinced, please do. He's in our warehouse, near the Coin Guard Plaza, next to the canal. I am certain that once you have heard his account, you will see the tragedy in our predicament and help us.
I regret having had to threaten that woman.
You didn't have a choice. She was lying, and we need to find that boy.
That is a problem. It really is a problem. I just got a -1 faction reputation with what, the Congregation of Merchants, because of this. And that's not okay. You know? It's not what I wanted to be doing. I really, I'm not gonna lie about that. And it looks like there isn't a dedicated page for the reputations. It's kind of annoying. Wanted to check that out.
Here we are.
But no
Be
matter.
careful. Fontaine won't be alone. He'll have his henchmen with him.
A handful of underlings don't scare us away. Right, cut!
Lady de Sade, what are you doing here?
I have come looking for your son. The Norts are worried about his disappearance.
Those Norts took him from us, but now we've got him back, and he'll be staying with us.
Would you be so kind as to hear what I have to say, Sir Fontaine? I looked into the contract that binds you to the Nords. It was indeed you who ceded your son to them in exchange for help with your business with the bridge.
It is so. But that sort of contract is ignoble. I never would have signed it if I had known.
You should have thought of that before. Breaking the contract could have regrettable consequences for the congregation.
The prince will know how to negotiate with the Nords. If they take my son back, my wife will die of sadness.
Her sadness would be all the more terrible if she learned of your role in this story. Don't you think?
You wouldn't dare tell her. I beg you.
You were not leaving me with a choice.
Very well. Take the key and take him away. Cursed be the day I delivered my son unto the Nords.
All children leave the nest one day or another, sir. Farewell.
Do I really not get a choice in this? This is kind of pathetic. I really wanted to have a choice in this situation. You know, I wanted to know whether I could choose to leave him here with his parents if that's what he wanted, or take him. That's also what he wants. But am I really not going to get a say at all? So that's kind of annoying, because, like, honestly, yeah, it kind of ruins the theme of the game a little bit.
So it's here that our man keeps his son. Abusive fathers.
How is he abusive? He's only keeping him here until he's fucked off.
Locked.
I was imagining a child because of the name Cabin Boy.
Who are you?
My name is Desardet. I'm legate of the congregation. Your captain has sent me to find you.
And were you able to convince my father to allow me to go free?
Yes, even if I had to bend his arm a little.
That doesn't surprise me. He seemed to have no intention of changing his mind. I feel more sorry for my mother. She seems so sweet and happy to see me.
You don't seem to be all that close to your parents.
I hadn't seen them since I was 5 years old. I barely remember them. They find me, capture me, and lock me up in this warehouse. Hard to grow close after all that. My family is the Nords. I am sorry for my parents, but that is the way of it now. Can I go home?
Yes. You should still go and say farewell to your mother. Then find your way to your ship. I will see you there.
This solution isn't the one I wanted. And honestly, I don't think there's a way to get the solution I wanted. So it seems that by threatening people, I lose reputation points with the faction I use to make a threat with. Whereas if I use my own skills and whatnot, there's potentially a chance to gain reputation points instead. So if we take it as some sort of fair credit system, if I threaten to use them, if I threaten using their name too much, I could possibly fall out of their good graces.
Have you seen any?
And perhaps that's what affects the success rate of whether or not such a thing will actually work.
Thank you for your visit. See you soon.
And in other words, does that also mean that the higher my reputation is, the higher the chance stuff threatening will work? That could potentially be what? True. Now, I don't want to make a new save data. Well, whatever, doesn't matter. Well, let's see, will this guy force me onto the ship now?
Madam,
or
are you ready?
The quest?
Can we should... My cabin...
You do. It's a rather sad affair, and though solved, leaves a broken family behind.
All we can do is plot a course. No one tells the wind what to do. I do thank you. I didn't think you'd go to so much trouble for a cabin boy. Your actions bring you honor.
I really don't feel good about this.
Be back soon, Captain.
No, my sir. Cape. Now, is that sailor outfit the correct outfit that we need? Yes, it is. Beautiful. And does this place have any sort of you know, I'm not yet ready. Hold on. Guess not. So there is some lockpicking involved here that I can't do with my current level of lockpicking. Naturally, I am not going to endeavour to resolve this. It's just somewhat of a nuisance, considering this is the prologue area. I don't even know if I can come back here. I'm assuming that I can't. That feels like how this is going to go down. Oh, that's right, I want to try something. Guess not.
If you wore a Naught uniform and you were able to keep your mark hidden from them, they might let us in, unless we just offered them a drink. These sailors rarely refuse one.
I see where this is headed. If we drop a little soporific in their glasses, the way will be clear. I'll just need to find the proper ingredients. But it's doable.
Do you have any idea how to get in there without being noticed?
Let's take a look around the building. We might find a less conspicuous entrance.
Where is the manifest to be found?
I've already been to the port authorities. They keep the official documents upstairs.
So many locked chests. It's kind of annoying. I am not going to lie to you, Chief. Because I just, yeah. Oh, no matter. It's no matter indeed. And another lockpicking thing. Ugh.
Here is the ship's manifest. We only need to add our merchandise to the list.
I can't remember what the keys were called. I was too busy trying to get rid of a manifest thing, or deal with that even. So maybe that was the jail cell keys, or something else entirely. I'm not entirely sure because, well, I didn't deal with it properly. I feel like that may be part of that. So if we go and deal with that, let's go deal with that. I should roughly have the supplies necessary, considering that I've looted everything I've seen. It's a good thing I bought that DLC set. Oof. I wonder if I could perhaps buy it. So I don't have the skills necessary, it seems.
Welcome! Have you seen any?
Nope, that's not what we wanted, but...
Welcome! Have you...
Okay, so let's get rid of this. It's not necessary to have two of them. And I don't need shit tons of sailor shit. So if I then look for here... Oh, wait, purchase... a bottle of brandy... Sleeping potion... Would this work? I'm not sure that will work. I don't want to waste 20 gold. Dragon blood resin pad. It will be very troublesome if that is the case. Compare. I don't really want to get into that right now.
Thank you for your visit. See you soon.
All in the grand scheme of things. Science, is it? Shit, what the fuck do I do? I just wasted 25 gold and I can't do anything with it. How the fuck do I clear up the guards if I can't craft that? This is troublesome. Very, very troublesome. Pardon me.
Tavern keeper.
I see you're back.
I need to be off.
Goodbye.
So I can buy the quest items, it's just that neither of my companions know how exactly to deal with it. Oh, clear out the warehouse guards. Oh, I see. Aha! So that wasn't necessary at all. That was a waste of both time and money. It's a good thing it was only 25 gold, and maybe it could come in handy in the future. Possibly. There's no reason to say it can't. But in any case, even if it's completely useless, it doesn't matter too much, because it's only 25 gold, and it's pretty easy to get 25 gold. Like, really fucking easy. Let's see. So it's like that. Okay. Let's clear out the guards first.
Hello? What can I do for you?
We're your replacements. You're dismissed.
Finally! We were starting to grow moss. Courage, me hearties. The path is clear. We should notify the men. They need all the time they can get.
Yeah, that was a complete and utter waste of 25 gold. Well, no
I've seen a
matter.
few escapes in my time, but I never thought I'd see someone go to all this trouble to break into a prison.
Locked.
Thank you, my lord. And don't worry about me. I'll slip outside without being seen. Thank you, my lord. And don't worry about me. I'll slip outside without being seen.
Let me help you with that.
Thank you, my lord. And don't worry about me. I'll slip outside without being seen.
So that's that. Well, before I take care of that, I want to visit this warehouse over here and see what's what. If there's any loot, if there's something hidden, anything really. Lockpicking, of course. Lockpicking? Yep, lockpicking. Annoying. Everything here needs lockpicking, which I don't have. And honestly, even if I don't have it, I don't regret getting intuition at all. Oh, that's not what the plan was. Okay, cool. So I've already got at least 5 gold back from that one chest. Don't know about the places, but yeah. It might just be possible to get the 25 gold after all. I mean, not 25 gold. To reach level 4 before I leave the prologue area. It might just be possible. I'm still somewhat regretting even that 25 gold. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I really wanted to maximize the amount of money I had before embarking onto the next area.
Who is there?
May the Illuminated save us. Did the smuggler send you?
The man to which you are referring was arrested and thrown into prison. But reveal to me your hiding place.
No, you didn't.
The traitor!
Have you come to deliver us to the Inquisition then? Please, please, have pity on our souls. We have committed no crime. We are not heretics. We are nothing more than historians.
In that case, why is the ambassador of Thélème so concerned about your teachings? Why is the Inquisition looking for you, and why are you hiding?
Our only error was wanting to publish our work.
It's true. We presented our research, but it didn't please the censor. And here you have the result.
We fled all the way to Serene, thinking we would be safe. But the Inquisition wants to silence us so badly that they followed us here.
Tell me more about your research. What about it is so horrifying that it will provoke such a fuss?
Our work concerned the teachings of St. Lucius.
The disciple of Saint Matthias. The one who returned to Thélème after traveling with his master.
The very same. His writing was carefully preserved, but never seriously studied.
With the discovery of Teofredi, we thought it crucial to take a look at the original text. We wanted to verify if this island could have been the faraway place that he spoke of. The Eden of Saint Matthias.
And? What did you find?
Teofredi is without any doubt the land that our Saint Matthias and his disciples went to. But the text that we discovered was radically different from what we expected to find.
In the original text, St. Lucius doesn't speak of an Eden, of the paradise of the illuminated. He speaks of a voice that came from the depths of the earth, which convinced St. Matthias to stay there.
It was written in black and white, and there is no doubt about it. The original was written in Lucius's own hand.
I understand now what that text has cost you. This voice from the depths sounds more the power of a demon than a saint.
The sacred texts are always difficult to interpret, but what is written is written.
Who were you hoping would give you asylum?
We were hoping to reach Al-Sad. The Inquisition won't chase us into the den of their enemies.
Our research won't interest the Bridge Alliance, or at least I doubt it. But at least we'll be safe.
By entering Al-Sad as clandestines, you risk being taken for spies.
That would be better than being burned at the stake.
That is true.
Did you try speaking with the censors? You could. Forget what you have discovered, perhaps?
Oh, we have signed already an abjugation stating that we misunderstood the sacred texts of St. Lucius. We were even ready to say that we had never seen the true text, or anything else that would have pleased them.
It served no purpose. It's our lives they are after.
I see. Well, you have no other choice but to run and seek refuge in enemy territories.
I beg of you, please do not deliver us to them. Let us continue on this path.
Proceed with their arrest. Propose to speak to the Bridge Alliance ambassador. Let them be on their way. Let's do the second one.
I could have a word with the good Dr. Sahin, the ambassador of the Bridge Alliance. If he can be persuaded to offer you asylum, you would be saved.
Your goodness honors you. May the Illuminated forever light your path.
If I manage to convince the ambassador, you'll need to refrain from that sort of blessing. Stay here. I'll be back.
I'll be back. Naturally, I could have went the easy route and let them be on their way, but I feel like there's more to gain from seeing this through to the very end, to the finer details. And honestly,
Captain, milady, we were given orders to wait here with the merchandise.
The way is clear. It's time to get going.
Do your best to be quick and quiet about it. You won't have much time to move at all.
Don't you be worrying now. We're off.
The warehouse is at the end to the right there. You can't miss it.
Move out. Quick steps.
well, I've already memorized this map pretty much.
Your Excellency.
Lady de Sade.
I would like to talk to you about a rather delicate matter.
I am listening.
A couple of historians have made a recent discovery concerning Matthias, the founder of the mythical Thélème, and it seems that this is not to the liking of the Illuminated. Or at least his more fervent subjects.
These sinister hypocrites are going to want to burn them at the stake.
Without a doubt. And that's why these poor people are begging you to offer them asylum.
We are willing. Where are they to be found at this time?
At the port of Serene. They were hoping to stow away discreetly on a vessel to Al-Sad.
Very well. I shall send an escort immediately to take them somewhere safe.
I need to be going. Goodbye, Excellency.
Goodbye, Lady de Sade.
We owe you our lives. We are eternally grateful.
It was nothing. I hope you won't have too much difficulty adapting to your new country.
If you would allow me, I would like to give you this. It's not much, but it is all that we possess.
Farewell.
You have a kind heart, Greenblood. It'll be the end of you, but that doesn't bother me. I wouldn't have wanted those poor buggers to end up on a burning pyre.
It would seem that I'm not the only one with a tender heart.
It seems that we're almost finished the prologue area.
Good day, Excellency.
Lady de Sade, to what do I owe the pleasure?
It pains me to inform you that the heretics you seek have fled.
Curse them! How could that possibly have happened?
I apologise for that. I think you heard it.
Alas, these renegades have found protection with the ambassador of the Bridge Alliance. I would not have been able to capture them without risking a diplomatic incident that my uncle would have condemned.
The bridge. I thought as much. Those heretics have turned to them. But I had hoped that you might intervene quickly enough to stop them. It is truly regrettable. We have nothing else to do but pray that the Luminous might shield us from their lies.
I must be going. Farewell,
beautiful.
Excellency.
May the light guide.
I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to inform this person that his task is complete. Now, I'm not 100% certain on this, but I want to make sure.
So you're back. Right then. What about our business?
We can guarantee that your merchandise will leave with us.
Thank you, Your Excellency. And bravo, Kurt. The Commander will be most pleased.
The cargo shall make the voyage. But who will be at its reception once it's arrived?
That shall be your next mission. Once you've reached New Serene, go and find the Quartermaster. He will give you new instructions. Until then, I wish you a safe and pleasant voyage, Your Excellency. Kurt, good luck.
Interesting. Okay. So is that everything has to say?
So you're back. Right then. What about our business?
We can guarantee that you'll...
The
So it's just
cargo
a
that shall be
repeat
in.
of the
He will
same
give you till then.
conversation. Alright, it's just a repeat of the exact same conversation. And if I'm not mistaken, I've already sorted everything else. So I've been in there, been in there, been in there, been in there, searched everything around there. Yeah, it seems that everything is now more or less done with. So if I perhaps put that back on. No, that's it, that's the one. That looks so much. I don't know though, because like, loot chance, is that really something I would need, to be honest? Because honestly, I can't customize it, and it's... Okay, let's leave it for a little while longer, to be honest. Maybe we should just wait it until the defense passes a certain threshold.
Welcome. It's such a pleasure to see. Have you
If
seen
I find something I particularly like. Because honestly, you know... Because honestly, there's not much point in changing. And there's not much difference between them. You know? Right, let's see what he's got for purchase. And if what he has for purchase is even worth my time. So that's 94 damage. So this is what it's like. I don't believe it's necessary to buy this stuff just yet.
Thank you for your visit. See you soon.
I feel like I can somewhat, more or less, deal with that bastard without paying my gold. Because I already should be closer to 800 gold, but I fucked up. Now, after all this, I wonder if Mr. de Costillion has something else to say.
Yes? Well...
No.
I need to be leaving.
Okay, so that's that. In that case, let's go talk to this guy. But before that, what we want to do is we want to save. Because, honestly, it would be annoying if this went to shit and I couldn't kill the boss with this gear. And honestly, it would also be a little bit pathetic if that was the case. So, if it's all possible, I would like to be able to deal with it with just the equipment I have right now. And if I can, that would be perfect. So that would save me gold, and it would save me time.
Madam?
Are you ready? Can we wait?
We should be able to set sail with the top.
Yeah, that's everything.
Permission to board the ship. We are ready.
Certainly. But keep in mind that we'll be at sea for several months. If you have any farewells to make or any final business to put into order, now is the time.
No, my house is in order. We are ready to embark.
Perfect. Follow me.
I am so eager to discover Tir Fridee. My isle, my new city.
You'll need to arm yourself with patience. The voyage will be long. I've been told the trip lasts months.
And they say the place is full of gigantic creatures, as big as buildings.
That's right. I heard a rumor the Nauts even brought one back in one of their ships.
I doubt that. The Nauts are strange, but they're not idiots.
So much foreshadowing.
Those conniving, pista-stilling, bridge-building liars. The creature was supposed to be out for days. They'll pay for this.
What the hell manner of cargo are you transporting?
Help! We need routes! We must contain it!
Come then, let's lend them a hand.
Watch out! Take a step back, sir!
Kurt! Captain! Keep my cousin safe!
Oh, damn, that hurts. Come on, let me move. Oh shit, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad! Almost did it without using a health pot. Shame. Oh well.
Greenblood, how do you fare?
Fine, fine. It is dead.
Are you wounded?
I'm well. Your lessons have proven effective.
I've never seen a beast this size. It's quite extraordinary.
Cousin, what a fight. You were illustrious.
I'm not of the same mind. I have the feeling it was already weakened. I did nothing more than finish it off.
Your humility remains a constant. But believe me, that battle was absolutely epic.
Emery crystal and amber heart. Interesting. So Captain Basco did the Castellion get on board Captain Basco's boat. So if that's to be the case, well, I wonder if I can. No, of course not. It's no ramp. Shame. So that's blocked off. I'm assuming. Okay. So I don't have much choice. I'm pretty empty to be honest. So with that being the case, let's go up this side. And there's nothing here I can do. I can't talk to Pasco or the
Madam,
Castellion.
gentlemen.
Trophy.
Your cousin's enthusiasm is most impressive.
This journey is his long-awaited chance to prove his worth. He has a demanding father.
More likely he's just happy to be free of this hornet's nest.
I definitely know I am. That's certain.
me a win! Team Freddy! Ahoy!
What a charming welcoming committee. Gentlemen, I am Constantine of House Orsay, your new governor. I have no idea what sort of ceremony you've prepared for my arrival, but I would gladly skip it. Indeed, these are rather peculiar customs. I see. It seems you were quite intent on serving me a drink. Hello? Cat got your tongue, gentlemen? Would it be those annoying beaks?
I am truly sorry these doctors should have shown a greater measure of care. Thank you, dear doctors. Move along. Go and trouble the Nords. Pay no attention to them. Instead, just drink. The long voyages at sea require the appropriate treatment as soon as we land. According to our scientists, without fortifiers, you might catch your death, and that would be quite regrettable.
I should have chosen death. This concoction is liquid torture.
I would think that they would have warned you on the ship.
Not in the slightest. And you must be Lady Morange, my predecessor.
You are correct.
There you are!
To your health!
Aha! You got your dose of bile too. Allow me to present to you Lady Morange, and to you, my dear lady, my most trusted cousin. Where is the captain?
He seems to be preoccupied with some sort of admiral.
Indeed. Then I will have to thank him later for this most marvelous voyage. Excellency, lead me to the palace, I beg you. And, whenever possible, go by way of all the intriguing alleyways. I am dying with impatience to discover this new city. My city!
Your Excellence! We must wait for our escort!
No need. Have no fear, for I am here to defend you, my lady.
I've been scullied.
How so?
My admiral laid me off.
My cousin was nonetheless delighted with your services. I hope that there was no misunderstanding.
None, I'm sure of it. She just ordered me to give you any assistance you might need.
This request doesn't seem to please you.
Don't take offense, but it's not pleasant for a captain to abandon his ship. In any case, here I am at your service, for a while.
So, are these the same type? No, it seems not. Okay. Let's have a look at the map. That's the world map. That would be most regrettable. Oh, that's there, okay. Okay. Okay, let's end it here for now. I'll see you guys next time. But before we end the broadcast, let's do a little save. Okay, that's everything taken care of. I'll see you guys next time on Greedfall.